Good morning. It's knowledgebynikki.com. Nikki with 1K, as my friend Eddie Spencer says. And Nikki Smith. I'm here today. I am here and a little bit tired. We just finished our Color Me Crazy Team 3-day training I have a total of 8 people that actually work for my color company. And it was an awesome training, guys. They had to actually learn a script like a movie. They actually had to learn a script. They had to learn who goes first, second, third, fourth. I mean, I felt like a little miniature Tyler Perry, but we got it. We did it because we're doing a Color Me Crazy tour. As I was doing my 3-day training, I've already discussed this with my team members, but I had an eye-opener, guys. Hi, Nicole. How are you? But I had an eye-opener, and let me say this, and I was actually a little bothered, and not in a negative way, but just in a way where it made me look at our industry broadly and kind of realize that this is a problem, guys, that we are having. Okay, let me tell you what I'm talking about. The people that actually are now part of my team have been with me for about 12 months. They've been with me for about a year. The thing that was a little I was taken back from it is because they've been with me through many classes. They've taken every seminar I've ever had. Some of them have taken it more than once. Some of them have even worked with me and sat through others taking it. And let me tell you what I made the mistake of doing. I made the mistake, guys, that some of the information that I assumed that was automatic for them wasn't. And it really... It actually, I was kind of blown back from it because I just assumed, because I'm a different person, but I just assume when we sit in class and when we basically buy books and whatever it is that we do that's in a learning capacity, I assume, because I'm such an information junkie and I'm such a person that sucks up information, and I store it. I store it like storing money in the bank. I hold it. I assume sometimes that when the information is being put out there and you all that are watching me, you sit in class after class after class after class, I assume that you're retaining that information. Well, I was actually wrong. I was wrong. And so it made me realize, because I'm probably more of what you would call the college teacher. I teach to people with sometimes an advancedness, and I forget that everyone is not yet at college level. And especially with this color thing, the color thing, the biggest hurdle that I have to be able to get over is that we are an entire industry of professionals that are creative people. That's what we are, like a musician, like a painter, like an artist, whatever. We're creative people. And the biggest hurdle that creative people have in being able to go to the next level is that one thing is your talents are never going to be enough. Let me just say that. You're never going to just totally be able to grow and expand to these pinnacle levels on just mere talent. But I really I had to kind of sit back today and reflect, and I said, I need to make sure that I am bringing my teaching at different levels. Because I can teach at all levels. If I really put my mind to it, I can teach at the baby basics. I actually teach at my husband's school. So it's a struggle for me now because it's not a level that I'm accustomed to, but I am committed to us getting it. So talent alone is not going to be enough. But where I was going with that is, I am sitting here now, and I've been processing this all morning because I get up very early, is that this color thing, this thing that I am teaching called color, and I'm really saying this to salon owners too, because you can convey this to the people that work for you. The hardest thing to get people to understand is that when it comes to color, you are going to have to read some stuff. That's just the reality of it. Color, you cannot wing it. You can, but you'll hit and miss. It is impossible to wing. And it is impossible to know and to get better at it if you don't do it. And every time you do it, you got to read something else. And every time you do it, you got to read something else. So it's kind of this whole mindset that I realized it's like I knew it. I knew that I'm dealing with creative people that don't like to read. They don't want to do anything unless it requires them to be in motion, moving, do it. I get it. I'm a creative person too. I've just evolved beyond that. But I really want everyone listening to this Facebook Live, I don't care what capacity in this industry you work. Salon owners, I want you to get this. You're really my group that I'm passionate about because you can pass this to the workers. But listen to me when I say this. Your talent is not going to sustain you as you get older. Unless you have intentions on standing behind that chair for 60 years, and you're not physically going to be able to do that, guys, we got to start looking at how to embrace things that will still allow us to be talented, but things that will not keep us in a stagnated state. That means we're going to have to embrace new ways of approaching learning. Everybody remembers the movie Drumline. Everybody remembers that. Even though it was fun and it was, a feel-good movie, but the message was clear. The message was to that young man in Drumline, I don't care how good you are. Why do you only want to be just okay? If you learn how to read music, you'll be even better. That was the message, in paraphrasing it. Why do you only want to do this? You're going to limit yourself if you don't do some things that make you a little uncomfortable, make you have to focus, make you have to sit down for a minute. It is just real. So let me go here. This is what I want. This is my salon owners that I'm talking to. But this is a book. You all see this? You see how raggedy it is? I read it forever ago about Talent is Never Enough. It's by John C. Maxwell. The book gives the absolute best analogies of how that talent gets old, guys. I'm telling you, take it from a girl who used to do 20, 30 people a day. Anybody who was back there with me knows what I'm telling you the truth. 5, 6 days a week, and you couldn't tell me that I was not doing it. You couldn't tell me I wasn't doing it. I have reached the pinnacle. There was no more clients I could take, no more clients I could do, and I'm getting ready to shift this into my salon owners in a minute, what this topic is about. But I realized something happened, and I woke up and said, I can't go on forever like this. It's no way that you can continue to go on forever and ever and ever and ever just doing 20, 30 people a day continuously. Trust me, it gets old. So let me talk to my salon owners. I'm going to shift for a minute because I know salon owners who are in the position that I used to be in where I'm doing all these people per day. Let me tell you something. I said this on one of my other Facebook Lives. This is one of the few industries where the boss, the manager, the owner, whatever president, whatever title you give yourself, this is one of the few industries where the person who wears that hat is also working like a dog, doing the actual service that we're selling. It's one of the few industries. I need you to hear me good. You are going to wear yourself to the bone. You're going to burn yourself out if you think you're going to keep turning curls, doing weaves, and doing all of that year after year after year at a high level and still run this business. I want to see you do, put it like this, I want to see you do it well. Because we can all exist. There's nothing hard about just existing, paying the bills. There's nothing hard about that. But it's going to get old, guys. It's going to get old. Talent cannot be the only thing you're sustaining in order to be able to continue. My salon owners, even my people that are maybe not owners, but you've been doing this 20, 30 years, talent is not going to sustain you forever. It's not. And I'm telling my creative people, you're going to have to get into a place where you're willing to take on new things that you're going to have to use this, that challenge your brain. You're going to have to do it. If you don't, trust me, you're going to get tired. And you know what I've seen people do? when they didn't understand that they have to challenge their brains as much as they do their brawn, is they get so frustrated, they get so sick of the demands that are putting on them, that they're being put into, and I see people just walk away, just like, I'm done with this hair thing, I'm tired of people, I'm tired of working this hard, I'm tired. That is not the answer. I don't believe in throwing away anything that you spent that kind of time in, but we gotta evolve, guys. And for my salon owners that are working like a dog, that think talent and just you doing more heads is the thing that's going to get you over, let me read something to you, because I had to learn this too, guys, so I'm giving it back to you. Have you all ever heard the word delegate? Anybody ever heard that word? I'm sure you have. Does anybody know what it means? Okay? Let me read it to you. To delegate is to entrust a responsibility or a task to another person. Let me tell you, I had to think back to when I was actually doing 20, 30 heads a day. And I remember I had all these assistants, 3 at a time, sometimes that worked staggered shifts. And I remember, now I did it more out of a need, but I didn't mind. I didn't mind sharing. I had so many customers that I would intentionally sit a customer in my chair and say, Miss So-and-so, you know my schedule is crazy. I have this young lady over here, I've trained her. I've made sure that she not only possesses the skill, but the character, and, just go through the whole spiel. Just hype her or him up. And I remember intentionally getting people to shift and to sit in another person's chair so that eventually it could free me up. And they worked for me. And I didn't worry about, if they don't stay, they're going to take the customers with them. Let me tell y'all something. You need to do the class on how to get people to stay in your salon for really long periods of time. You get them to stay for a while. But it's just an industry where people just move around. They just do. You got a couple salons. I got a girl part of my team. She's in a salon where everybody's been there for 15, 16 years. I told her, you all got a special thing there. But we know that's not the norm. So my point is, though, as a salon owner, while you're building your talents, you also, you got to make sure if you are learning some stuff, you got to do it or you're going to lose it. But then you got to shift it. You got to allow people to help you build what you're building, shift it so you can keep growing. This will also inspire them to keep growing. I'm going to go through some of the topics in this book real quick. Real quick. We're going to be all day because I got an 11 o'clock conference call and I got to get ready before the conference call. So let me read you all something. Where it is here. This is in this book. Let's just talk about talent. Hold on, let me get a Starbucks. Let me just talk about talent right now. Even from that standpoint, you got to believe in your talent. You got to believe that you really do have something to give. Then your passion. I don't know where passion went in this industry. It's more hustling than passion, but we still got some passionate people out here. Passion energizes your talent. So you got to be passionate about what you're doing. Initiative. Activate your talent. Let me tell you about initiative. I don't want to see anybody else sitting in my class. Let me rephrase that. The next time I see somebody sitting in my class that I know has been in several classes of mine, the first question I'm going to ask you is, what did you do with the information you learned in the last class? What'd you do with it? And if you tell me nothing, I'm going to ask you, then why are you here? Why are you here? Why have you not initiated the stuff that you learned at the last class? You just want to be a class junkie? Now, don't get me wrong. The people that actually put these classes on, they'll take your money with no problem. But I want you to get it. I want you to use. I don't want to be surprised anymore when I've exhausted this level of energy and people just don't do anything with it. I don't get that, guys. I will never understand class after class after class and doing nothing with the information. I don't get it. So initiative, you have to start. Once you come out of class, you got to initiate what you just learned. Initiative activates your talent. Focus directs your talent. Let me say something about focus. I had someone call me the other day. They actually called me through Messenger. And I spoke to them, and I really can't even tell you what the question was the girl was asking me, because even her trying to ask me the question that she was trying to ask me, she was all over the place. She was rambling from, but I do this and I do this and I do that and I do that. She's trying to be this jack of all trades. And she couldn't even ask me the question because she was shifting in her conversation even as she was asking the question. So I still can't even fully say what the question was. But let me say this. I have no problem with people having multiple levels of, or multiple talents. You know, you might be a weave expert. You might be a makeup artist. That's fine. But at some point, you're going to have to narrow your focus a little bit so you can just quit being mediocre at all these things and try to be great at something. So you're going to have to you're going to have to focus your talent. That's the next one. You're going to have to narrow that down, or you're just going to be all over the place. And nothing is actually going to reach the potential that it can actually reach. So that was the next one. Focus actually directs your talent. That's what that's called. Then the next one is preparation positions your talent. Now, let me say something about preparation. In order to prepare for some stuff, you're going to have to read some stuff. If you want to do, I'll take something that's industry that could, $1 million industry, $1 billion industry, hair replacement. If you want to get into hair replacement, my salon owners, you want to do that, trust me when I say, you're going to have to sit down in class. You're going to have to understand, you're going to have to learn what causes hair loss. You're going to have to learn some of the things to look for, some of the things, the triggers. You're going to almost have to learn from a medical standpoint some of the things that actually are causing the things that you say you want to fix. How are you going to be a good hair loss restoration specialist if you don't learn what caused it? That's not in a class where you're doing stuff. That's in a class where you got to listen and you got to read some stuff. Okay? That's the only way you're going to prepare to be great in that area is you have to understand why this happened. How did it get here? What is going on in you're going to have patience and listen to people just when they want to talk to you about whatever, because all these factors come into why they're losing their hair in the first place. You are going to have to prepare yourself in a way that is not just about you standing behind a chair doing hair. It's just not. Okay? So that's where the preparation, you have to research some stuff. Okay? We got the World Wide Web here, but I'm telling you, you're going to hit a wall if you don't embrace these things that I'm talking about. You're going to hit a wall. Yeah, you'll do good. You'll do okay, but you won't be great. There's a difference in being good and being great. There's another book. I just thought about it. Steve Covey wrote the book years ago, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And then he has another book that I haven't heard many people that have read this one, but it's old too. It's called The 8th Habit. The 8th Habit is called From Effectiveness to Greatness. That's a whole different feel. Yeah, you can be effective. A lot of us, we make a good living. We do what we do. We have fun. We go out. We take care of our families, but we just doing okay. We're not being great. It's a difference in being good and being great. And in order to be great, your talent is not going to take you there. So let me go through something else. Practice sharpens your talent. That means once you actually got this knowledge, once you prepared, you got the knowledge, you took the class, you're going to have to start doing it. You're going to have to start doing it. The beautiful thing, guys, about us still having clients, the salon owners that are out there, is that you got somewhere to practice every day. You want to learn how to teach? Start talking to your clients like you teach it. Start treating them like they're little students. That's what you do. You got a practice ground every day to get better at these things from just a talent standpoint. But we're not doing it, guys. Then we have something that calls perseverance of your talent. That means you got to protect it. You got to make sure that your talent stays protected and you don't just do something and throw it away and you lost your stuff. And you get yourself a folder. Start putting in binders about okay, this is my hair loss binder. This is everything I need to, almost like a reference thing about hair loss. Get yourself maybe like some type of shelving system or some type of cabinet system where this is everything that actually has my hair loss stuff in it. So I can just pull a drawer out and this is everything. This is my example board. This is my tools. This is my steamer. You know, it's all kind of stuff that goes with hair loss. This is my stuff that I use to make a mold. You got to preserve it. That means you got to take care of it. Don't have it where even if you haven't done one in a little bit, the next time someone comes in, you got to go through storage and find where is it, Lord, what I do with it, where's my measuring tape, preserve it. You got to take care of it, guys. Then courage tests your talent. Let me tell you what courage is about. When you want to try something you've never done, you just got to step on out there. You're like, Lord, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm just going to get a day where I'm going to invite 5 clients, and I'm going to say color because that's what I teach. We're going to do color all day. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to color hair all day, and I don't even know necessarily what I'm doing, but I'm going to try. I'm going to learn how to fix it if I mess up. This is courage. This is putting yourself in a position. This is where you take, if you're a runner, and you know the finish line for you is right here. This is purposely saying, no, I'm not going to let that line be the finish line. I'm going to move the line back a little bit to make me stretch to meet it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to just stop right here because, see, you'll get accustomed to just going to that same finish line that stays. The finish line don't move, but you and your mind can move it. You can say, no, let's push that about 50 feet back. And then once you do that, let's push that. You have to set up those markers to challenge yourself. That's the courage to test your talents. Teachability. Expand your talents. I don't care how much you know, you got to remain teachable. I'm always a student. I'm learning every chance I get. Okay? I'm always learning. You have to remain teachable. My people that actually are part of my team, if they say something in training, I'll say explain. Tell me what you're talking about. Let me learn. Maybe it's a different way I can approach this. I'm open to that. Okay, because I don't know it all. But you have to remain teachable. Character protects your talent. That means you have got to change your mind from it being a hustle to being a way that you're making a career so that you can evolve and possibly, hopefully, go another direction. Okay? Relationships influence your talent. I don't care how good you are. No man is an island. No man can do this thing called life by themselves. As you are growing and professionally you're expanding and you move the line back in different areas, that means you need to align yourself. You need to start partnering with people that have like minds, whether you do it virtually, whether you call them, whether you meet up with them. I don't care how you do it. But you're going to need to get relationships that are in line with where you're trying to go. This is the book that I'm reading from right here. Y'all see that? Okay, mine is old and beat up. I've had it absolutely forever. Okay? So relationships is going to influence your talent. They're going to keep you moving. And sometimes, guys, they don't just show up. You got to find them. You have to get online and say, let me find a group of people. Let me go somewhere and see if it's some people I can connect with, whether it's an organization, whether it's, we have meetups. I don't know if they have that all over the country, but we have meetup groups here in Chicago. You can go with people with like minds. If you go to a show, go to classes that have people that are focusing in on a certain subject, because everybody in there obviously wants to know about it. You may have to introduce yourself. Where do you work? My name is this. You have to sometimes intentionally find these relationships. They don't just knock on your door, okay? Responsibility strengthens your talent. That means you have to take ownership with everything that you learned and said, I'm going to make this be something. I'm not going to waste it. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste my money. I am going to make the ownership of my talent and all this stuff I done spent time learning and doing. It's amazing to me how many people I know have multiple licenses, multiple certificates, multiple graduation plaques, and they ain't doing none of that stuff. I don't get that. That's crazy to me. I don't get it. I don't believe in wasted time or money. And the older you get, let me tell you something. I have made some crazy poor money decisions just like the rest of y'all. But one thing I don't do anymore, I still sometimes have to take a couple risks. But one thing I don't do anymore is I don't waste time. Time I do not waste, period. Because time is the one thing as you start getting older that you cannot get back. It's time. I don't waste time. That I don't do, okay? And I don't waste too much money no more either. But I'm just saying, time has actually even become more important to me than money. Then the last thing is called teamwork multiplies your talent. When you want to really start living, when you want to really start being able to see the fruits of your labor, you are going to have to think in terms of team, not just me. You're going to have to think in terms of delegating. You're going to have to intentionally try to align people with your vision that they can help you and you help them be able to do this thing together. It is absolutely necessary. So my salon owners, you have already taken that plunge. You have already done it. The ones that work under you, I need you to get there. The ones that are just workers, have never ever maybe stepped into ownership where you got now the whole responsibility. I need you to hear me and to start making this your mission. Every cycle, every year, and it really should be more than a year, but every year, we are now in the last quarter of the year. If this was corporate, we would already know what our next year's calendar looks like. We would already know what our direction is for next year. And the direction is always set up to be greater than the year before. Always. No more of this business as usual to say, no. We have to purposely set up markers for our lives that this talent is not going to be the only thing that sustains us. I actually challenged my group. I trained them for 3 days. I told them by this time next year, I want all of you all, and I don't want to hear no excuses. You must have 3 to 5 revenue streams. I don't want to hear it. 3 to 5, at least 3. You have some people that'll say you need 7 to 9, but I realize we got to start small with someone because all y'all doing is hair. That's it. All you're doing is turn and curl. And you can turn that into something else. You can turn the thing that you turn that into something else. You need to have 3 revenue streams. And what I don't want them to do, or you watching, is to have these 3 revenue streams. Well, there you go, Nuno. You got 4. That's what I'm talking about. What I don't want you to do is to make these revenue streams where they are so codependent on the other one that when one dies, all the other ones die. They could be in the same industry, but they may not necessarily need to be dealing with the same group of people. Because if those people fall off, then what about over here? What about over here? I actually have 5. Okay? And the thing is, you have to make sure that these revenue streams have their own entity, their own voice, their own marketing material, their own everything. But that is the goal that I'm trying to get them. And these are just stopped. There's, I think, 3 that are, one is a suite owner, 2 are salon owners, 3 are salon owners, I'm sorry. And the thing is, I'm getting the ones that are and aren't salon owners into this way of thinking, because the talent is never enough, guys. I'm telling you, take it from a girl who you could tell me nothing when I was doing 30 heads a day. You couldn't tell me I had not reached that level. When I realized at some point I was killing myself. That's what I was doing. Then, yeah, I was killing myself. I was like, oh, no, God, I love what I do, but I can't keep doing this. You know what woke me up, guys? I almost got hit by a train. I was so tired. I literally drifted over the tracks, woke up to all these white people around me thinking I had a heart attack or something. And they like, ma'am, do you realize you just drifted over the tracks because the gate was broke? Do you realize you just drifted over the tracks in front of the train? I ain't heard nothing. I woke up like, where am I? That's when I realized, you know what, Nick? I do want to be here for a little while. I got to do things a little different. That's when I start researching. How do I do this? I'm giving you this. And let me tell you something else about this. I am doing these Facebook Lives as a labor of love. I teach these things. I'm having a salon owners conference. It's going to be in November. Next year, you got time. Anybody interested in it, please text me. 708-798-7900. Nunu, can you put that up for me? That's Ja Renee, where you see her. This is something that I teach. I teach this stuff because I've lived it and am living it. But let me tell you something else I want y'all to learn. Y'all hear me when I say this. You cannot get all your information for free. You all do know that, right? I have chose to do this as a labor of love on Facebook. It's next year. What's going on this year? Log on. My website will be fully up because I got so much to put on it. Knowledge by Nikki with 1K.com. By December 1st, I'll have everything on. After December, the first week of December, I'm done. I'm going to go sit down somewhere because I'm tired. That's my last time traveling this year. But I do have a couple more classes that if you log on now, you'll see those. But you cannot get everything for free. You know what? I try not to be insulted by it. But I'm a person, anybody that knows me knows that I give you information for free. Information you know you should have to pay for. But when I ask you to pay for the information, when I ask you to pay for some more, don't look at me crazy. I had a young man, and this was some years ago. This young man had barbershops and salons. And I'm giving you this analogy because I want us to not do this anymore. This young man had been asking me for a year about principles and things he could do to help his barbershop, help his salon. He had both. He knew nothing about commission, booth rental. He was just winging it based off of what he thought he should do. And he was not in a good situation. So I'm giving him information free. No problem. Let me help you do this because I did them both. Let me help you do this, that, and the other. Let me tell you what happened. And I tried not to be insulted, but I was. When I finally wrote a book on booth rental versus commission. Some of you all watching the Facebook Live have bought it. It's $100. It's great information. Formulas you can plug in. I got a gang of books. We'll talk about those tomorrow. When I did that, he came back to me and asked me something else about what to do with his salon. Should he change this to commission, booth rental, whatever. Guess what he said to me, guys? I said, you know what? I'm so glad you asked me again because I think we hadn't talked for maybe about a month. I'm so glad you asked me again. I just wrote a book, and it's like Cliff Notes. I get to the meat and potatoes. I don't have all that extra stuff in there. And I told him I have this Cliff Note book. It's about 60 pages long, and it'll give you the formulas, and it'll answer every question you just asked me. You know what he said to me? He said, oh, well, that's okay then. I'll just find something online. We got to stop doing that. Because let me tell you what I know. If I was another color, he wouldn't have came to me asking me for nothing and expected not to pay. If I was another color, he would have asked me, what is it going to cost him for me to help him? That's what he would have asked me. I want us to stop doing that. We cannot assume, trust me, everything I learned from paying for it one way or the other. I learned from literally paying somebody or literally the school of hard knocks. I had to learn one way or the other. I can't give you everything for free. And don't go to nobody else asking them stuff you know you need to pay for free. This is what I want you to say to yourself. If this thing that I'm asking them is going to make me some more money, then that means I should pay for it. Period. If it's going to increase your bottom line, then you should offer. Even if they say, I've done it. People have offered me. I said, don't worry about it. Merry Christmas. I do that because that's the kind of heart I got. But how dare you come to me or anyone else who have paid our dues and we're giving you stuff all the time, and then when we ask you for some money, you want to get crazy. That is insulting, guys. Because if I was white, you would not have come to me asking me for anything for free. You wouldn't have done it. All right? So come to my conference. The conference is cheap. It's $1,000 I gave you a year. I got real speakers that are acclaimed. If you want information now before December 1st, hit me up, 708-798-7900, and I'll be able to send you the information before it even gets online. I already have people that have paid for the seminar. It ain't even online yet. It is limited seating because I want to keep it as intimate as possible. We're going to do more. Then I also will be teaching Color Me Crazy Tour. I talked about that yesterday, but you know, what's my time? See, y'all done got me off on a tangent today, but that's okay. That's okay. I felt the need to say this. I love my industry, and I will tell you, there's not a day that goes by that God does not have to remind me why I'm doing what I'm doing. Let me tell you why, because I know that I could take my talents and what I do and go give it to somebody else and let them pay me, and they don't even need me. I have committed to not doing that. I could easily go work for this one, that one, and I won't have none of these issues. But that's not where my heart is. My heart is in helping my own get it, helping my own see it, helping my own live it. So I am committed. But just like products, when products start going retail, where you can buy them in every local beauty supply. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that were bought under the table, but I'm talking about the companies that actually made the decision to divert their products into the regular store. This is why they did that. Because if you don't commit to them, and because that spray costs $10 and you rather go buy some $99 spray, there is a difference, first of all. If you keep not buying it, they got to eat too, and they have no other choice. That's what happens, guys. We have to commit our talents. We have to make sure we are constantly filtering back into the people that help us. You know, I'm diverting because my mind is everywhere. I have an Asian friend. We talk all the time, and we talk difference in races and how we see economics. He told me, he said, do you understand that in our culture, we put that same money back into our culture 15 times before it leaves? We purposely get our hair cut by people that looks like us, even if we only halfway like the haircut. We purposely go to stores with people that look like us, even if we don't necessarily think they have the cheapest prices. We are conditioned from birth to put our money back into our industry or into our people at least 15 times before we have to take it out. Can you all imagine? And I know that ain't really what this Facebook Live was about, but that's just how I feel today. All right? But look, guys, really, talent is never enough. My salon owners, you're going to have to start setting better markers for your people in your salon. You yourself are going to have to figure out how to get from behind that chair. You're going to have to. You're right, Nicole. It's embedded in. They learn that as kids. See, they learn about being entrepreneurs. We learn about working hard. They learn about, I'm gonna be the one to tell other people what to do, okay? That's just what Nikki Riley put on my screen there. But we got to get better, guys. Salon owners, please. You got to learn how to delegate. These bodies ain't going to last forever. They're not going to last forever. They're not. Okay? So, I got to go, y'all. That's just how I felt. I've been up all morning because my brain has been like, I got work to do, guys. I got work to do. I'm committed to doing my part. I don't complain about nothing that I am not committed to trying to change it. I'm not one of them people that somebody else need to fix it. No. I'm going to take the platform that God gave us and I'm going to try to fix it. So if I see you again in my next class and you've been in the other one, don't be. And I remember faces. I'm terrible with names now, but I remember faces. If I come to you and say, look, what'd you do with that last information that you got? Yeah, I'm going to put you on blast. Why are you here? And especially if it's just me you coming to see. Now, obviously, if it's other people, I get it. But I'm still going to ask you, what'd you do with the last bit of information? Okay? If you don't use it, you lose it. Come on now. That's right, Keisha. You know, I done seen Keisha. Yeah, Keisha, what's going on? What are you doing? You went to this color thing? What are you doing? How many more color clients you got? What are we doing? This is Keisha talking to me. She's been to my Color Me Crazy. Look, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I got to get ready for my 11 o'clock conference. Then I got to work. I got all kind of work to do. Then I'll be in LA this week, guys, doing my first Color Me Crazy tour. It's going to be the bomb. I'll be in LA. I can't even think of the address right now. I'll make sure I have that tomorrow. My brain is a little fried from training for three days, but I got to go. So, peace out. I love you all. Facebook Live has probably changed my life as much as it's changed yours. I wish I had did it a long time ago. Hit me up. You want some more answers? Hit me up. 708-798-7900. I'll send you the info because then I can send you the flyer, Nicole. So hit me up because I got to go. I got to go get ready. Okay? Got a really important conference call. Once I see how this goes, I'll have some more info for you. And peace out.